Right, so back by popular demand. It's the Dan Rowe Show. We're back. We're recording more again. It's the day after I recorded the Burnout episode. Like I said, I released it on the day I said I would, and this is today. It's uploading now, but it'll be out today. And I'm recording this now. So look, I'm living up to my promises. I'm recording again. I'm going to be posting again. Drink your water, all right? We're back. So today's episode, I wonder what it could be. You've seen the title, you know what it is. It is the March monthly challenges, right? So I've got the iPad, obviously. I've got the iPad. I record my monthly challenges, so I'll tell you a bit about it. Do I give away the title of it in the fucking title of the video? We can't remember. By we, I mean me. I'm not multiple people. I originally planned for this one to be called Many Miles March for a nice bit of alliteration. But I realised that. Sure, I'll tell you what the challenge was first, and then I'll tell you why the name changed. So the challenge was for me to do a run, followed by like, say on the first. Well, on the first I started with a cycle. So on the first, cycle. On the second, run. On the third, cycle. Do you see? So I'm alternating. So I'm doing some, like, roughly half an hour of cardio every day. I'll do a run one day, a cycle the next day, a run the day after that, a cycle the day after that. So every day I'm doing a different bit of cardio. So I'm basically doing a run every other day for a month and a cycle every other day for the month. I aimed to do a 5K every other day and a 10K cycle every other day, because 5Ks take me, like, including like a warm up and a cool down, like about half an hour. And I thought a 10K cycle will take me, I mean, to be honest, like, I don't think I did 10K on any of the cycles. I did more, but I was like, a 10K is like, I don't know, maybe half an hour of me cycling, not going fucking wham. But I did want my legs to recover a bit from the runs. I'm recording this in May, so I don't remember it as like fresh as if I was recording this on the 2nd of April, which I should have done, but I was burnt out. Okay, so this is the giveaway for what the challenge was. So hence why I was burnt out. I did cardio every single day for the month. Well, look, we'll get into that in a minute, but I did cardio every day for the month, and I was having to do these like in evenings after putting my son to bed, because, like, say I wake up early, go to the office, work all day, come home, like get my son from nursery, whatever, and then I've got Barney all evening till he goes to bed, and then say like I put him to bed like 8 o'clock, wait for him to settle for a bit, and then I've got like a monitor for his room, so I wouldn't just like leaving him, and like, but I've got like a shed with like a treadmill and a cycle machine outside, like literally just outside of mine. So I had this monitor with me, which I was looking at the whole time, when I had Barney, and doing that. And then, yeah, I think I did some in the mornings, like before work and stuff as well. So I was like waking up early to do it. So basically, like, it was my evening or my early morning all the time when I did this. Like, even on the weekends. Like, on the weekends, I obviously like worked out weights as well. So I like had to fit it in a morning or an evening, like in and around my weight session in the day anyway. So like, it was just fucking stress, man. Like, not stress, but it ate up some of my valuable time for like just unwinding. It was like, go mode, boom, put Barney's bed. Right, oh, I got to do a 5K now. Have a shower. Oh, I'm wide awake. Like, hence why I got burnt out. But let's get into the challenge. So the name change, because I didn't do it in miles. Like, my challenge was 5 kilometers on a run and 10 kilometers. So I'm going to call it Many Meters March, right? So how do I want to get into this? First of all, right. So first of all, did I do it every single day of the month? No. Started off amazingly. Like, the first over half the month, did it every day, and I did more than, like, I ran more than 5K every day, and I cycled more than 10K every day. On the 17th, my it was due to be a cycle, and the cycle machine, like the dynamo, just didn't work. It just didn't turn the machine on. Like I think I cycled it for like 10 minutes with, yeah. So I was like cycling for actually 10 minutes trying to start the machine before, nothing happened. Um, Fuming. So what I did instead, I didn't do another run. I also have like a stepping machine as well. So I went on the stepping machine for half an hour and like just stepped it out for half an hour. So I did do like I don't know if stepping machine's even cardio, is it? I don't know. I guess so. My legs were pretty burning afterwards. On the 18th, the day following that, not preceding, what did I put here? Not doing one today, slept like absolute shit last night, and haven't had an 8-hour sleep for months. Yeah, at this point, as I said in the burnout video, I hadn't had an 8-hour sleep for like 6 months. So, and I think one would assume, let me see if I got any more notes about the 18th, because I did write some notes. Yeah, I didn't write any more notes. But I'd assume I had Barney that evening. Otherwise, I would have just gone for a run. I don't know why I wouldn't have. So I assumed I had Barney, and I was just fucking knackered. I can look up what day that was actually. 18th March. Let's just do that. Let's bore you lot for a laugh. Right. How do I do this? 18th of March would have been a Monday, so I have Barney every Monday, so it was a Monday. Yeah, and then so I didn't do it again on the 22nd, and I said, didn't do, fuck all sleep, shit day. Barney went to bed late, absolutely knackered after he went to sleep, not doing it tonight. So this is the start of, oh fuck, he's getting very burnt out now, and everything was getting a bit too much. And then 23rd, that's the next day after that. Didn't do again today, knackered, and by the time Barney was asleep and I had time to exercise, it was 9:50. Fuck that. Understandable. 9:50. I don't know why it would have been so late. I can't remember. I wish I had more fucking notes. I did write loads of notes. Yeah, I said I was going to make up for it. I've wrote more notes, but I don't want to bore you guys to tears. So yeah, those 3 days, and then I did 4 days in a row. Well, I did like more than I needed to like try and catch up some of the kilometers that I'd missed. And then for the last 4 days in the month, so that's the 28th to the 31st, I didn't do any. So the burnout really hit, and I just gave up essentially. I was fucking knackered by this challenge. It really did take its toll on me. And like, bear in mind, like I'm doing a run, and then the next day a cycle, and then the next day a run, and I wasn't getting 8 hours sleep. I don't think I was doing anything funky with my diet that month, but I didn't sleep enough for my body to recover. And on top of that, I'm doing like 3 weight sessions every week as well. So, or was I doing 2? Because I don't think I did legs for that whole month because I obviously didn't want to fuck my legs up. So I think maybe I was doing two different like upper sessions, or maybe I was doing 3. I can't really remember. It's like over a month ago. If you know me really well, you'll know my memory's not humongous for various things. So I'll remember some like really trivial, pointless shit, but stuff like this I will forget. So I don't really remember. But I definitely was doing 2 or 3 upper sessions a week, like weights, on top of the cardio every day, other than the like those days. And yeah, not getting 8 hours sleep, being quite stressed out in life generally as well, and it just completely rocked my body. And I remember being ill at one point. Maybe the last 4 days I was like ill of the month, or like I had a cold or flu or something, and it was just too much. I think at the start of the month as well. I think I was just getting over a flu at the start of the month, and I still like just carried on exercising, because I had to get the monthly challenge done. But then I obviously didn't end up doing it every day that month. So I didn't complete 7 days out of the month. Now, I tallied up like what I aimed to do. So the total kilometers that I aimed to do in the month was 235 when you take into account like 5k for the days I wanted to do the 5k, and the 10k for the days I wanted to do the 10k. So that would have been 235. I did 222.92 kilometers. So I was very close. And when you take into account that I missed 7 days, I would have obviously done more, because like I said, I did more than every single day. But yeah, so I got close to it even with the 7 days when um, yeah. So 3 of the days were due to like fuck all sleep and not having enough time in that day to do it. And then the last 4 days were just like, I'm completely fucking burnt out and potentially ill, but I can't remember. So I stopped it essentially 4 days early. And then if you break that down further, the cycles, I wanted to do 160k kilometers, obviously 160 kilometers of cycling, and I got 151.8 kilometers of cycling done, so like not too far off. That would have been literally one more cycle would have done that. And for running, I wanted to do 75 kilometers, and I got done 61.12. So yeah, like 2 or 3 more runs, and we would have done that. So I didn't actually hit any of the metrics. I didn't do it every day for the month. I didn't hit the total kilometers I wanted to do, and I didn't hit the total kilometers I wanted to do for each of the individual things, which is a shame. Hopefully you watch the burnout one and you kind of have a little bit of sympathy for me. Not that I really deserve it or anything, but yeah, I just got completely burnt out, hands up. Didn't complete a challenge I set for myself, which is a great shame. I would have liked to, even though I had a few days off, if I hit the metrics, I would have been like, oh, brilliant, but I didn't, I know. So kicked myself a little bit about it, but I'm cutting myself a little bit of slack because I was completely burnt out and didn't have enough sleep. As much as it is nice to accomplish things, I do have to cut myself a bit of slack sometimes. So I knew guys should too. If life is piling on top of you, sometimes cut yourself a little bit of slack. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just pondering something a minute. No, I'm just thinking. It's not even worth really pondering, to be honest. Getting back into it now. Going to release an episode a week. Going to carry on my monthly challenges. I'm already balls deep in the May challenge. So I've recorded this one. This one will come out probably like a week from today, give or take days, whenever I kind of like schedule it in, and then I'll record the April monthly challenge. I might even just stop the video now and just record it, not waffle on too much and just get straight into the April one. I don't think I have anything else to say. Oh, the only other thing I have to say is that the runs, I was running on like a 2.5% incline on the treadmill. All of them. They weren't road runs. I was doing them all on the treadmill just for like convenience, because it's like just outside of mine. Didn't have to like run a certain distance away from my house and stuff. But I ran them all on an incline. I can't remember how much. I wish I could remember, and I haven't actually looked back at the photos that I took of the treadmill, like stats every day. But a certain amount of elevation I was hitting every run. Like big numbers. So 2.5%. I'm not even going to bother calculating. I can't be bothered. But yeah, so that was all right. Do I want to talk a little bit about? Yeah, go on then. I'll talk a little bit about it. So progressively through the month, my joints started hurt a little bit with the runs. So my ankles, I've got one kind of like semi-dodgy knee anyway, but my knees were getting a little bit sore. My hips weren't too bad. Obviously, my upper body joints were just fine. But my ankles, I remember, were getting sore, and my shins were starting to get sore, but like the bone, kind of. And I didn't get shin splints, but I kept feeling like, oh, fucking hell, this is like, could this be the start of shin splints? But I think luckily, because I had the day cycling, it felt like recovery from the impact of the runs. So if I didn't do this, if I just did a whole month of running every day, yeah, probably joints would have been fucked. Probably would have got shin splints. But what was my point? I've lost my point. Yeah, but it was actually fine. I kept running on when they got sore, and it got to a point where they kind of got more sore, and then they stopped, and then it just actually was fine. My ankles are a little bit more cracky since then, even like a month later, but that's fine. We rock with that. We're good with that. One of my big toe like knuckles is like actually really sore lately. I don't know if. Side note, who gives a shit? But that's interesting. And the cycling, like progressively through the month, I kind of like increased the level. I did all the cycle ones on like the random setting. and I progressively like just increased the levels as I thought like, oh, actually this is, as much as this is to be like respite from the runs, I also am finding this fine. So I increased the level like every couple sessions until I like was up more levels, and that was good. And I actually felt really good after doing loads of cardio. I mean, surprisingly enough, I felt really good doing loads of cardio, other than the burnout and the just like mega fatigue. But if I was doing cardio maybe like 3 times a week instead of 7 times a week, then yeah, definitely big benefits. Like I remember really enjoying it, and the cycles as well. I had like of the days when I didn't have Barney and I wasn't like looking at his monitor and stuff. I would just like read a book. I'd just like read a book and cycle, and that was fucking good. I really enjoyed that. Got some reading done towards, the cycles that I did when I didn't have Barney. Got some reading done, which is good. Good time to just sit, get a bit of exercise done, and read. Did I listen to many podcasts doing running? I think at that point, Kanye's new album had dropped, and I was just like listening to that. Like most of the runs, I think I just listened to Kanye's new album on it, to be honest. I like listening to music more than podcast running for some reason. I don't know why. Because I do like a podcast. But I was used to listen to podcasts running. But that month I just didn't. I was just listening to music and enjoyed it more. Oh no, occasionally I did watch like a show on my iPad. I brought like the iPad in and watched like a show about Jesus, which was kind of cool. But do I have anything else to say about the March monthly challenge? I don't think so now. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope you were even like marginally interested by that. That was my March monthly challenge. Wouldn't advise doing it if you're not going to sleep well. If you are going to sleep like say 9 hours a night, then yeah, I would advise doing it. Definitely do cardio every day just for a month and try it. But get some cardio done in your life. Like definitely, health benefits are amazing. Don't fuck up your joints from running too much, but I'm not going to tell you to not. To be honest, if you end up being old with fucked up joints anyway, you might have wished you just ran on them and fucked them anyway. So who gives a shit? And if you fuck up, if you're like, say you're like in your 70s and you're, oh, my ankles are a bit sore, would you be like, but in my 20s or in my 30s or in my teens or however old you are watching this, or even in my 50s, I don't know how old you are watching this right now. At least I maxed out life, but at least I did some fucking running and I was healthy and stuff. And you might reap some benefits from that, even though your joints are fucked. You might reap some health benefits aside from the sore joints, but you might not fuck your joints if Whew, my ideas are all over the place here. I'll cut it there. I might do the April challenge now just to record it and get it out of the way so that I don't have to do it again while I'm like sat down and just kind of like reasonably in the mood to chat. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Nice one.